It was just after midnight when David pulled over by the old park bench, hands trembling around a faded photograph. Rain trickled down his windshield, blurring the image of a little girl with bright brown eyes and a paintbrush in her hand. Lily. That name still echoed through the empty spaces of his heart like a lullaby that never finished. He hadn't seen her in 3 years, not since the accident that took his wife and tore his daughter's life apart. Doctors said Lily might never fully recover, that she wouldn't remember much. And David, a single dad who had lost everything, had to watch his own child slip away behind hospital walls he couldn't afford to visit often. He'd been working double shifts ever since, janitorial work at night, construction during the day, just to keep her treatments going. Life had turned into a quiet war between exhaustion and hope. But every night, before collapsing into sleep, he whispered the same words, "Daddy's coming back for you, sweetheart." And then, one evening at the construction site, something unexpected happened. The local hospital had ordered a mural for their children's wing, a painting meant to bring warmth to the recovering kids. David and a few others were hired to help hang the artwork. As he unwrapped the large canvas, his breath caught in his chest. There, under the soft glow of fluorescent lights, was a familiar face. A portrait of a little girl standing beside a tree, sunlight dancing across her smile. It was Lily, the same eyes, the same tiny dimple near her left cheek, the same sunflower hair clip she used to wear when her mom braided her hair. But David's knees went weak. The hammer fell from his hand, echoing through the empty hall. The supervisor rushed over, confused. "Hey, man, you okay?" David's voice cracked, trembling between disbelief and aching love. "Sir, that girl stays at the hospital where I work." The room went silent. The workers stared, unsure what to say. Tears streamed down David's face as he reached out, his fingertips trembling above the painted image. He turned to the hospital representative standing nearby. "Who painted this?" he asked softly. The woman smiled. "One of the kids here. We have an art therapy program for the long-term patients. The girl who made this said she wanted to paint the person she dreams of meeting again someday." David's heart stopped. That night, he couldn't wait another second. He went to the children's ward, the same one he hadn't been able to visit for months because of work and bills. The nurse at the counter recognized his name instantly. "Mr. Carter," she whispered, eyes widening. "You're Lily's father?" She led him down a long hallway filled with pastel walls and quiet whispers. At the very end, in a small room with paper stars taped to the window, sat a little girl, humming softly while painting. Her hair had grown longer, but her hands still moved with that same careful grace. When David stepped inside, she turned, curious at first, then confused. "Hi, sweetheart," he said, voice breaking. "It's me, Daddy." For a moment, she just stared. Then her little hands began to shake. She dropped her paintbrush, tears welling up as if her heart recognized him even if her mind still searched for the memory. "You came back," she whispered. David fell to his knees, wrapping her in his arms, and for the first time in years, he felt whole. That hospital room, filled with paint stains and beeping monitors, became the most beautiful place on earth. He learned later that Lily had started painting to remember the people she couldn't see anymore. Every brushstroke was her way of finding her way back. And somehow, kindness, from the nurses, from volunteers, from strangers who donated to her care, had kept her spirit alive long enough for her to paint the portrait that brought him back. As the night faded into dawn, David sat beside her bed, holding her hand, whispering stories she'd forgotten. Nurses passed by quietly, wiping their eyes, because sometimes the universe finds a way to bring broken hearts back together, through art, through kindness, through hope that refuses to die. That day, David didn't just find his daughter again. He found his purpose. He started volunteering at the hospital, using his construction skills to build art rooms for other kids. And whenever someone asked him why, he'd smile and say, "Because one painting reminded me that kindness still matters."